Welcome to Satisfactory. This game just received a major update during 1 hour ago, and I took the opportunity to take a first look at it and rush through the first stages until you reach Tier 1 of your hub. I sped up the video so you don't have to watch all the mundane stuff happening and handcrafting and everything. I just rushed through it as fast as I could, which still took around 40 minutes. Which, by the way, feels faster than before, but not really much changed in here. What I noticed in terms of changes is that you can now duck yourself, and when you run and press the button to duck, which seems to be on C, you slide, which you can probably use to slide down long things as well. There also seems to be a major update to some of the textures or the graphics or something. I don't remember the desert to look this, well, sandy, for lack of a better word of it. So there has been some change to the graphics, which looks nice. There's still some lag though, from time to time, which was there before, so it's not worse, but it's not better in performance so far. Anyway, the graphics overall look better, even the creatures look better. At least those small flying things seem to have been updated a little bit. Other than that, I didn't see a lot of changes for the early game. It pretty much feels the same as before with similar recipes. I don't remember the old ones too well, but it doesn't seem to have changed that much. But in the end, once I finished the first tier, you can take a look with me into the recipes for Tier 1 and Tier 2. It's still like you unlock 2 tiers at once, so once you finish the hub, you unlock Tier 1 and 2 simultaneously and not one after the other. But there are some major changes that you can discover in those Tier 1 and 2. More to that at the end of the video. A little side note at this point, this is not the usual Dirt Rally content from this channel that most of my subscribers are probably used to, but I've never strictly restricted my channel to one theme only, and I will always do stuff that I feel like doing a video about, and this is stuff I feel like doing a video about. It's a hobby after all. So yeah, but from time to time doesn't mean always, and if you want me to produce more Satisfactory videos as well, like certain factory builds or stuff, then this video would need some likes or a lot of views so I can see that it would be worthwhile. Otherwise it will probably be like a one-off and back to the virtual rallying. So back to update number 3. I had a big save earlier, but this time I started fresh and scraped my whole save game, as I want to experience all the new progression and how the game feels as a whole. What I plan to do is build in probably a different way than most people. I have never played Factorio, so I also don't have any Factorio mindset. And the way I build my stuff in Satisfactory is more or less how you would build it if it were real automated factories. I really don't like the concept of a central bus. I wouldn't say it's bad or inefficient. I just don't like the look of it. I don't like having a lot of factories connected by a huge infrastructure bus where a gazillion items move from one place to another. I'm not against buses in general inside a factory to feed some machines or to collect stuff from some machines. But if you want to move stuff from factory to factory, I prefer to use vehicles, as you would do. Dump a big chunk of stuff into a vehicle and move it somewhere. So if I might decide to make more videos of Satisfactory, you will not see any central bus mega factories. What you will see in my builds are small specialized factories which eat a lot of raw resources, preferably common resources, not like raw ore, but more like ingots, stuff that gets used by a lot of production chains, but is very, very broadly used to limit the types of things that you would actually move around. So, for example, I will probably fairly soon build a very small iron plate factory, which eats iron ingots, puts out iron plates. And later down the road, I will build a computer factory, which also eats, among other things, iron ingots, and no plates or frames or computer chips or something like that. It eats the basic resource, produces all the stuff inside, and on the other end there comes computers out of it. And then that will get all transported to some storage or some other facility where it's needed, like the space elevator or some stuff to keep all the chains under control and the whole system simple overall. And also better performing, because you don't have a central belt and the vehicle which just has to save some numbers for items and not actually render those items on moving on a belt is much easier on your system. Another major thing you won't be seeing if I would make more videos of Satisfactory is some huge central storage and some super big factories producing all the stuff all the time, because I never really got the point of it. If you don't have anywhere to put this stuff, then why would you produce that much? You should produce, in my opinion, on demand. If something needs certain stuff, then your factory should start up and produce that stuff. Which is why I like systems that actually block up if you fill like a storage container. If it fills up, then it should backfire and block up the whole production chain of whatever good you have. Because if you have one full container of computers, why would you need more computers? You can just go to that container, get all the computers you want, and then the factory will start producing more computers again until the container is full and it blocks up again. But now to the juicy bit of the first hour in this new update. Once I unlocked the tier 1, I saw some new stuff, some products. Major thing here being copper plating. And in the description it says something about pipes. I don't see the pipes yet. Maybe they get unlocked later, but there seems to be the concept of having some kind of pipes for something. So maybe it is actually possible in this update to fuel or to transport oil or fuel through pipes. Maybe even water for nuclear reactors, hopefully. Anyway, another thing that's here is compacted biofuel, which I assume is better for burning stuff and more energy efficient. And then there are two new buildings here, which is like a scrapyard machine, which eats basically everything according to the description, and a shop where you can, I assume, buy cosmetic stuffs. The more stuff you destroy in your machine eating thing, whatever. That's basically the first impressions of it, and now I get back to it as I want to get the production going. See you later. Cheers.